Here we are at the ghost town of Beulah. Laid out by Reverend Morgan John Reese in 1797 after the plan of Philadelphia. About 300 inhabitants in this area. 2 hotels. It was a Welsh settlement. Store, mills, schools, churches. A library of 600 volumes. Here was located the first post office in Cambria County. And Beulah was designated the first polling place held for elections. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if there's anything left really, but we're going to go up here. I do know there's a cemetery here somewhere. I don't know how far back here. But we'll look for it. I don't know if there's any foundations or anything that we'll see. I do know that area that on the outside of that is still called Beulah, but must be New Beulah. Well, I'm going to say this is not 1700s garbage. Fucking people. Here we are at the graveyard at Beulah. I cannot, in memory of John Evan Jr. spiriting the December 1899, the 14th year of his life, 41st year of his life. This is pretty neat. This is the Beulah Cemetery. I'm going to say under these ferns there's a few more that I'm just not seeing. It's prime rattlesnake season here, so I want to be careful. I always seem to get mixed up with them things. Never been bit, but close. Priscilla, David, and it's my stepdaughter's name, Priscilla. A lot of this you really can't read. The stones are pretty beat up here. But that's Mariette. And here are 2 Civil War veterans. No flags. I'm going to say somebody didn't make it out this year from the Legion or the VFW. I think they both put flags out for veterans. There's a tombstone. Yeah, there's got to be more graves over in here. I'm just not seeing. It's hot as hell here in Pennsylvania and humid. There's some more. But I guess from that sign, Beulah was something at one time. I was shocked. I've heard of Beulah, but it was referring to where the houses are there beside where you turn into the old Beulah. I don't think there's any tombstones over there. I don't see a tree line being in between the... William Davis, 1826, 65 years aged. Here's some tombstones, unreadable. Probably if you'd come in here and do the rubbing or whatever on them, but that, I hear people complaining that ruins them. I can't read this here. What's this say? Departed, where he's 18 something. There's some here. I don't know if that was a flat one that was laid down. I see that in a lot of cemeteries. But I don't know. We read that one. We see that in pre-1800s where they're laying flat. What's this? Hannah died 1828. Now this is creepy right here. How these were planted in a circle, these ferns. Here's I don't know if that's one or not. Part of one maybe. Yeah, because here's the rest. This is part of this. Here's one laying down. There's a little one. I don't know if that's a headstone and a footstone for a child, maybe. I don't know. There's... Yeah, that just kind of creepy how they're all in a circle around there. I mean, they were probably planted like that, but still. Well, here we go. We remembered Ebensburg Bicentennial, 1797 to 1997. Here's one laying down that someone spray painted. I hate seeing that stuff when people spray paint them. I don't see any over there. That looks like apple trees over there. In there, so there may have been a house or a church there at one time. But right there's the road. But you ain't driving up it, that's for damn sure, unless you got something four-wheel drive. Who's his husband? 1917, Thomas Griffiths. That is the newest one that I've seen. 1820s was what I was seeing before. One I could have swore was 1700s, but I couldn't read it real well. Like, I can feel stuff under the ground that I'm gonna say is stones that were flopped over. This is a rare look, I think. And these, here's another one laying down, and another. These are the places that, even though I feel it's wrong to just leave them go, I would like to see somebody like mow it here and there, but there's no way to get a mower up here unless you'd put it on a four-wheeler. But I like seeing these off like this because not too many people know about them and nobody fucks with them. These are historic graves and landmarks to our area. And I've personally seen people kick these tombstones over in these old cemeteries. And I see somebody hit one with a car one time. People were drinking in an old cemetery in the woods. Ran over the tombstone with a fucking car to be an asshole. I mean, John Evans. That was who it was. John Evans. I don't know if that's just a J or a JR. Oh, that's 11. In his 11th year of... But you know what's neat? I'm using the Insta360 Ace Pro. And if you can't read the tombstone, I'm noticing that, shit, you can read it perfectly if you have it in Leica Vivid, if you have it set to that. So there's a little hint for you guys. Buy an Insta360 Ace Pro and the Joby Movo wireless microphone. You can't beat the combination for the price. Now that I know I can read them a little better, and that you guys can read them better, some of these ones that I thought I could read some of, I'm going to take back and give a view. But this is what stones I see. Like I said, under this moss, I feel something like flat stones every once in a while. Many daughters, I think, I can't. Is that 1930? I don't know. There's some Roman numerals there and numbers. But yeah, I've heard of Beulah. Never knew that there was an old Beulah. And found out about this cemetery, I want to say last year, but I was using a crappy camera called a Sony and using it on a gimbal. But now, Insta360, thank you. And well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day. Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming along on this little trip to Beulah. I have some more cemeteries like this off in the middle of nowhere, but I'm not going to be disclosing where they're at due to, as I've said in my video about this cemetery, people destroying them. It's a shame that people's got to be like that. It should be a place of remembrance, not a place of stupidity. But It's just how it goes these days. Oh, all right. Hey, you guys take it easy. I'm about to slip and bust a nut here.